All right, so we're diving into PulseZen today. You guys know all the hype about how your crypto wallet can like magically grow every day just by holding their PZEN token.
Yeah, it's definitely caught people's attention.
It's a bold claim, got to
Yeah.
give them that. So we dug into their white paper, went through their website, even found this comparison they made between PZEN and Bitcoin. Figured we'd, break it down.
See what the buzz is all about.
Exactly. So to start, PulseZen, they're calling themselves a Web 3.0 token, which, I mean, we hear that a lot these days. But they're saying it's socially engineered to generate passive income.
Right, that's the one.
Okay, socially engineered crypto. Someone will explain that one to me.
So basically, it's all about how they design the system, their tokenomics. It's called Pay It Forward, PIF. Every time PZEN is bought or sold, 2% gets taken and redistributed to everyone holding PZEN.
Hold on. So instead of like staking where you lock up your crypto to earn, PulseZen's saying just hold PZN and it grows as
Yeah.
more transactions happen.
That's the idea. Incentivizes holding long term. That's the social engineering part, I guess.
Yeah.
They're encouraging that behavior, just holding. Plus, they've got other stuff too, like burning tokens, something about whales, and a charity wallet.
A lot of ground to cover. Okay, so this PIF thing, that's the core, right? How's it work in practice? Say I buy 100 PZAN.
All right, so because of the 2% PIF fee, you'd actually receive about 97 PZAN in your wallet at first. But then, every time someone else buys or sells, that 2% goes into a pool, and that pool gets divided up amongst everyone holding PZN proportionate to what they've got.
So more buying and selling, bigger the pool gets, and theoretically the more my holdings grow without me doing anything.
Exactly, like a snowball, but gotta have the snow first, right? Needs enough transaction volume, otherwise that pool's tiny. Not much growth.
So not exactly guaranteed riches, depends on PZN actually getting popular.
That's always the gamble with new crypto, right?
Yeah.
But for this deep dive, let's say it does blow up. That's where the other features come in.
Right, right. You mentioned burning tokens. What's the deal with that?
So the burn function, it's meant to slowly reduce the total PZEN out there. 0.01% of each transaction gets burned, gone forever. Idea is less supply potentially makes the remaining PZEN more valuable over time.
Makes sense. Okay, what about this anti-whale thing? What's that about?
That one's a little fuzzy. They don't go into much detail, just that it stops big holders from manipulating the market, which, fair concern, but without knowing how it works, tough to say if it'll do anything.
So kind of a black box for now.
Uh-huh.
And lastly, the charity wallet.
Right. 0.2% of every transaction goes into that.
Yeah.
They're saying eventually a DAO, decentralized autonomous organization, will be set up to manage it, decide where the money goes.
So we've got this system where, in theory, just holding PZN makes it grow and burning tokens to keep things, from getting out of control. But they bring up Bitcoin a lot. How is PulseZen supposed to stack up against, like, the original crypto?
Yeah, they're not shying away from the comparison, that's for sure. In their materials, they go head-to-head with Bitcoin on a few key points, saying this is where they have the advantage.
All right, let me hear it. What's their argument?
The big one is that passive income potential, right?
Mm-hmm.
We talked about how PIF is supposed to make it simple. Hold the token, benefit from the network. With Bitcoin, you got to do more active stuff to see any kind of return.
Yeah, with Bitcoin, it's lending platform, staking, that kind of thing. Definitely more involved.
Exactly. PulseZen's selling point is that it's effortless. You just hold and wait. Versus Bitcoin, where you need to, put in the work.
Targeting those who just want to set it and forget it. Interesting. What else?
Ease of use is another big one.
Yeah.
They're saying PZEN, the whole system, is just way more user-friendly, especially for people who are new to crypto.
I can see that. Bitcoin can be intimidating if you want to do more than just buy and hold. You got to figure out wallets, blockchains, all that.
Exactly. It's a barrier for some people.
Mm.
PulseZen wants to make it dead simple.
Okay, so ease of use, passive income. What's the third point they make?
Their last big comparison is about what they call modern infrastructure.
Yeah.
Basically saying, because PZN's built on newer blockchain tech, it can do transactions faster and cheaper than Bitcoin, which is older tech,
It's true. Bitcoin's tech is showing its age a bit. And those gas fees, ouch.
Yeah, those can hurt. So PulseZen's saying they're more efficient, ready for the future, all that, trying to improve on Bitcoin, in their view anyway.
Big shoes to fill going up against Bitcoin. But gotta ask, we've talked about the good stuff. What about the risks, red flags? What should people watch out for?
Ah, the other side of the coin. Always important to consider. With any new crypto project, there's risk. Even the stuff we read kind of admits that, subtly.
Subtly how? Give me an example.
Well, how they describe PulseZen itself, they call it a social experiment, which Kind of trendy term, but it suggests even they know it might not work out as planned.
So no guarantees it's the next Bitcoin.
Right. And they also say, which is true, that PZN, like all crypto, it's volatile. Value could go to zero.
Classic disclaimer.
Important one, though. Reminds you it's a gamble, no matter how good it sounds.
So got to do your research, like always.
Absolutely. Don't just trust us or anyone, really. Read their stuff, understand it, make your own call.
Knowledge is power. But back to those downsides. Anything else worrying?
Honestly, the lack of details about that anti-whale function, that's a yellow flag for me. They say it stops manipulation, which, fair enough, but how? Without knowing that, it's hard to be confident.
Yeah, anyone can say they've got protections, but if we don't know what they are, doesn't mean much.
And in crypto, trust is everything. So that lack of transparency, it's a risk factor.
For sure. So volatility, lack of transparency, anything else?
Well, this is just me, but them leaning so hard on this socially engineered thing, it's something to think about.
What do you mean?
Well, they keep saying the system's meant to reward holding, redistribute wealth, but
Yeah.
what if it doesn't get that popular?
Right. If there's not enough trading, that PIF pool is going to be tiny.
Exactly. So you're left with a system that sounds good on paper, maybe, but if people don't use it, might not deliver what it promises.
A gamble, just like any other crypto investment then.
A gamble with some interesting implications, for sure.
Okay, so we've looked at the potential upsides of Pulsechain, how they compare to Bitcoin, and some of the risks involved, some red flags. That's a lot to unpack.
Lots to digest, for sure.
Always is with these deep dives. But that's why we do them. Break it down, cut through the hype, give you the info to make your own decisions.
Exactly, because that's what matters. We're not financial advisors or anything, just trying to help you navigate this world.
Right on. So as we wrap this part up, I keep coming back to that social experiment thing. If this Pulsechain does take off, what does that even mean for crypto? Like the whole landscape?
That is the big question, isn't it?
You know, we've gone over all the tech stuff, the PIF, the burn, all that, but I keep thinking about that social experiment thing. Like, let's say it works, this whole Pulsechain thing. What does that even look like? Not just the numbers, but,
The big picture, right. It's a big claim, saying they can make crypto, which is kind of known for being a bit wild, into something more fair, more equitable.
Yeah, and it's appealing. Who wouldn't want a system where just holding your crypto means you benefit, prevents the whales from taking over? But can you actually do that? Engineer a social outcome with crypto? Isn't that kind of hot? I don't know.
A contradiction?
Maybe.
Pulsechain's system, with how it takes those fees and gives them out automatically, it's a level of control, right?
Yeah.
Which feels kind of weird with crypto, supposed to be decentralized.
Right. Like they're trying to impose rules on something that's supposed to be, free.
It's that push and pull that's always been in crypto, right? The early folks, they were all about anonymity, doing your own thing. And now you've got projects like this trying to use that same tech to, I don't know, make things more fair.
Trying to have it both ways, maybe?
Maybe, but think about it. Lots of tech starts one way, ends up totally different. Look at the internet.
Yeah.
Started for nerds to share research papers, now it's everything.
True that. So even if Pulsechain doesn't pull off perfect fairness, could it at least get people talking about how we design this stuff?
100%. And that matters. If more people are going to use crypto, we got to figure out how to make it work for everyone, not just the early birds.
It's bigger than just making money quick. It's about the impact it has on people, communities, even whole countries eventually, right?
Exactly, which is why doing your research is so important. Doesn't matter if you're an expert or just starting out. Don't just take our word for it or anyone's. Look into it yourself.
Always good advice. This isn't just theoretical, right? This social experiment, if it happens, it's real people, real money on the line.
And that's what makes it so interesting to watch. Whether Pulsechain succeeds or crashes and burns, it's a conversation worth having.
Couldn't agree more. Well, we've covered a lot today. Pulsechain's got a lot going on, from the tech side to these bigger questions about, I don't know, the future of how this stuff works.
Always our goal, give you the info you need to make your own calls.
Exactly. So, until next time, everyone, stay curious out there.